Hello, sweet friend.
Hello.
Wow, you have made it. You are at 6 weeks in right now. And so we want to, I bet you're kind of thinking where we did when we first got started is like, is it even working? I want to tell you that there's going to be a small percentage of you that are like, oh my gosh, I'm on cloud 9. I feel incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, this is great,
That was
right? Yeah, it was her, like on 3 days. Not me. I had a rash. I was gaining weight. I was on the other percent, okay? And so I will tell you, it gets better. So you just have to keep going with the process, and we're going to help you with this because I promise it is working. You just have to give it a little bit more time.
You got to remember, we're working on the inside stuff. So it's not necessarily stuff that you see right away. It's the stuff that's going to come later, the stuff that you're going to notice in a month, maybe 2 months. Depends on your situation. Everybody's different, but I promise it will come.
Yeah. So remember, the 3 key things that we talked about in the beginning was be patient with the process. This is going to take anywhere from 3 months, 6 months to a year. It just depends. Like your body, though, is going to be worth it. So trust the process, be patient with it. And then the number 2 is be consistent. Yeah. Be actually honest with yourself and say, am I actually consistent, Cassie? Am I getting my water in? Am I moving? Am I really taking my products every single night? Yeah. Am I really going to bed? Am I getting that sleep that I know that my body needs? Really ask yourself those questions because we want you to be committed to the process. Because again, patient with the process, be consistent, and that is huge key for that.
And everybody's body is different. You have to remember that. Some people's bodies are going to take to it really quickly. Other people's, it's going to take a while. I know for specific, I had a client at one point in time. She met that 3-month mark. She was really discouraged because she had gone and gotten some labs. And she's like, my labs were still elevated. Like, now, I will say I made her get her labs and compare them to the last because they were down. They just were still considered elevated. So her and I talked about it and I said, give it 3 more months. Like, give it 3 more months. So she did. 6 months later, all of her labs, her cholesterols, her triglycerides, all of them were normal, you guys. So don't give up on your body. I promise it's working. I promise it's worth it. Can you imagine in 6 months to a year if you've struggled with labs? Like, we're talking labs. I'm not even talking about like physical stuff, but like this is like legit science stuff. Like, labs better in 6 months is amazing for just doing supplementation for your gut health. So give it time, be patient, be consistent. Consistency is so key.
And I think the thing is, if you're not feeling good, if you're like, okay, I'm not seeing things, if you had a rash like I did or whatever else is happening, let your sponsor know. Your friend needs to know these things. We need to know these things. So please be honest with us, and nothing is TMI. We are here to help you get to that end result that you're looking for. But just know, come to us and be honest with where you're at. And if you aren't consistent, tell us because we want to help you. That's what we're here for. We want you to be accountable to you. And so we get it. Life happens and we can have hiccups in life and where we're not consistent, hands down, but it's going to get better, I promise. So the next is, again, tweak. Making small tweaks are going to really, really help you. And these are small. So let's talk about this.
I was just going to say, also remember that this is real change that we're talking about. We're not talking about a quick fix. This is not something that we're just changing overnight. Obviously, you're in this. You've already been doing this for 6 weeks now. So you are committing to the process of it being real. But tweaks help. Tweaks are something that we have to sometimes adjust because remember, we're trying to find your happy place. Everybody's body is different. And in medicine, we call it a sliding scale, right? It's a sliding scale because everybody's body adjusts differently. So, for example, if you're taking ProBio 5 is that good bacteria that we are getting back established in your gut microbiome. The goal is ProBio 5 is going to put your good bacteria in. Your good bacteria is going to be 80% of your bacteria. You'll still have like 20% of bad bacteria, which is normal. That's what we want. That's your happy place, right? But here's the thing. We start slow. So when we start you up and maybe you're not seeing the process or the progress that you want to see, then if you're still feeling okay and you're still feeling like you're having things, then we need to up your supplements.
Right. And a key thing to know, whether it's not working and you're still noticing signs of candida. So candida, we talked about, are sugar cravings, things of that nature. So if you're noticing you're still craving sugar, that means that we're not at the dose that we need to get you at. So we need to make those small tweaks and increase your ProBio 5 and possibly your BioCleanse.
Also, try to pay attention to your sugar cravings because I know for the longest time, I could not tell the difference between my sugar cravings or an emotional craving. And so remember, your sugar cravings, a physical sugar craving is something that you are just like, oh my gosh, I must have sugar. Whereas you're like, I'm really stressed. I just want to go eat something very emotional related. So there's a very big difference. If it's emotional cravings, that's something you have to handle like with your mental, just paying attention.
Correct.
Basically. Whereas if it is legitimate that your candida is still struggling, then we need to probably up your BioCleanse. Increasing to working up, you can do 2 at night and then 1 in the morning and see if that can kind of help to tweak it a little bit too.
Right. I think that's the key is, again, just letting your sponsor know what's kind of going on. Be honest with them, because taking 2 at night and increasing to 1 in the morning could help those sugar cravings if you're still having
just
them.
Buy one, you guys.
BioCleanse, same thing. We need you pooping. Yes. We
Poop.
heard
Poop is good.
a good thing. And so we need you pooping. So making sure that you're pooping at least 2 times a day, if not 3. Good. I mean, even if you're getting 1, it's huge, but 2 times is goal. So if you're not, this is where we're going to increase. You want to increase 1 capsule at a time. And so you're going to increase your BioCleanse 1 more. See how you do. You're going to find your happy medium. Like for me, I know that I need 3 to 4. I don't, Joya, how many do you
I do
feel
2.
like? See, she only needs 2.
Yep.
I need 3 to 4. It just depends. And so increase 1 capsule at a time.
The other thing with BioCleanse is it is key to be hydrated, you guys. With any type of magnesium supplement or you're trying to detox, increasing your water is key. So our goal is always to aim for 100 ounces of water a day. But ultimately, it should be half of your body weight in ounces of water a day. The other thing is you can add one, so you can take some in the morning and some in the evening. You can kind of toy around with that, but your sponsor's going to know all of this, so just be talking to us. Also, movement. Movement is huge for getting your bowels to wake up and move. So a minimum of 10 minutes of walking or activity a day is going to at least help you in that aspect.
So if you're taking your BioCleanse, you're upping it. I will tell you, I take mine at night because the fun thing is you should be getting a great Plexus package in the mail every single morning as you wake up. And so just know that that's a good thing, I promise. But that's why I take mine at night, because when I wake up, I know my bowels are moving and I'm not having to worry about them throughout the day.
So it can go on the other end and you could be loosey-goosey and you could be like, well, this is too much for me. We can help you with that. And it's just a matter of adjusting. Now, sometimes loosey-goosey isn't a bad thing because it means you're detoxing. Your body needs to get rid of something. But if it's uncomfortable, we want to know. Your sponsor wants to know, so we can help you adjust that because we want to make it as comfortable as possible.
Correct. So just, again, be honest, because sometimes when it is a little bit more loose, it could be detox. You're still dealing with it because everybody's going to have their detox symptoms at different times. Mine was like month 1, and other people, sometimes it can be around this time. And so it just depends. So please, just again, be communicative to your sponsor. It's going to be key.
We promise it's working. If you doubt it, start taking notes, because every month you're going to notice something different. And I promise over time, like there have been times where somebody's like, if I gave up at this point, I would have never experienced this. If I would have given up here, I would have never experienced this. I promise. The more you take care of your gut, the more your gut takes care of you, and you see it in different symptoms just starting to disappear. So take notes, journal it, know what you are losing and what you are gaining, because it is beautiful. So
it will be.
Okay. Congratulations, you guys. You're doing amazing. We got one more phrase for you. It's going to be a fun one. I am committed.
That was super fun. Because here's the thing. It could have been loosey-goosey, but we're like, no, let's make it easy on them. I'm committed. So you need to keep telling yourself, I am committed, because it is working. I promise. Just give it time, be consistent, and be honest with your sponsor or us.
Yep. All right.
Bye, guys.